Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Dwi Isnaeni who will open the presentation. First of all, we are from group 1. There are 3 members of our group including me, Dwi Isnaeni, and then Hanifah Nur Azizah, and the last one is Mamoudou Sangare. Here we would like to share with you the material of the presentation of our group. It's about pedagogical competence. The first one who will deliver the material is Mamoudou Sangare. Time is yours, Mamoudou.
Yeah, hello, I'm Mamoudou Sangare. So about a professional teacher, first of all, teachers are people who have the ability and skills in the learning process. Teacher develops students' potential, so teacher competencies can be interpreted as a matter of knowledge because they should be able to master the learning theory and
We are really sorry, it looks like Mamoudou Sangare can't continue the presentation because the limitation of the device he has. So I'm here to retell the material that was supposed to be part of Mamoudou Sangare. So what exactly competence is? There are 3 sources about the understanding of competence. The first one, according to Big Indonesian Dictionary or KBBI, competence means the authority or power to determine or decide something. Next, in general, competence can be defined as the authority or skill or ability of a person in carrying out tasks or work in accordance with the position he holds. And then, according to the law of the Republic of Indonesia number 14 of 2005 concerning teachers and lecturers, Article 1 paragraph 10 states, competence is a set of knowledge, skill, and behaviors that must be possessed, internalized, and controlled by teachers or lecturers in carrying out their professional duties. According to Sagala 2009, the competency formulation contains 3 aspects. Point 1. Ability, knowledge, skill, attitude, nature, understanding, appreciation, and expectation characterize a person in running errand. This aspect refers to the competence as a description of the ideal material that should be achieved or required to be mastered by the teacher in accomplishing their work. Point 2. The characteristic of the competences described in the first aspect manifests itself in action, behavior, and demonstration work. This aspect refers to competence as an image for real work that appears in the quality of a person's mindset, attitudes, and action in carrying out his work carefully. Point 3. The result of its performance meet a certain quality standard criteria. This aspect refers to competence as an output or outcome of performance. Hello, my name is Dwi Isnaeni. Here, I will continue the previous material from Mamoudou Sangare. So, what is pedagogic means? Pedagogic comes from 2 words in ancient Greek, namely pedos, which means the child, and agogos, which means to lead and guide. From these 2 words, pedos and agogos, several forms are formed, including pedagogic, pedagogues, and the last is pedagogis. We turn here. There is pedagogic means in general. So pedagogic means the science of child education or science educate children. different from the other side. On this side um, is the pedagogic understanding according to the expert. So the first one is from Sarwono. According to Sarwono, pedagogic is education that emphasizes educational practice. In this case, it is closely related to educating and guiding children. The second one is from Professor Dr. J. Hoekveld. According to Professor Dr. J. Hoekveld from the Netherlands, pedagogic is defined as a science that studies the problem of guiding children to achieve certain goals so that later, when they grow up, they can complete their educational goals. The third one is from Ana Maria Gonzalez Soca. According to Ana, pedagogic is a process that highlights the relationship between education, teaching, and learning that aims to develop the personality of student to prepare them for life. In the next slide, we will talk about pedagogical competence. Pedagogic competence is one type of competence that needs to be mastered by teachers. According to Article 28, Paragraph 3, Point A, pedagogic competence in national standard is defined as the ability to manage student learning. And then according to Law Number 14 of 2005, which regulates teachers and lecturers, pedagogic competence includes the ability of teachers and learning process for students. After knowing the definition of pedagogic competence from these two sources, here are the conclusion of pedagogical competence. So pedagogic competence is the ability of teachers with regard to understanding students and managing learning from planning, implementing to evaluating. Pedagogic competence is a special competence which will differentiate teachers from the other profession and will determine the level of success of learning process and outcomes of their children. That is enough for me. That is enough from me. I have tried my best to present it to you. The next material will be continued by my friend Hanifah Nur Azizah.
Hi, my name is Hanifah Nur Azizah, and now I will continue the previous materials from Mamoudou and Isna. Okay, based on Irwanto and Suryana on 2016 and the Minister of Educational Regional number 35, there are 7 indicators of teachers' pedagogic competence. Okay, number 1, understanding the student's characteristics. So what does it mean? It means that teachers must be able to understand every characteristics of their students related to the physical, intellectual, moral, and so on. And teachers must also be able to identify the potential of students in competent subjects. Number 2, mastering learning theory and principles of educational. The teachers must be able to understand various learning theory and learning principles related to the materials or subjects being taught. Number 3, developing curriculum. So the teachers must be able to understand the principles of curriculum development and also determine the learning objectives to be achieved. Number 4, educating learning activities. The teacher must be able to understand the principles of educational learning design, prepare a complete lesson plan, then carry out educational learning in the classroom, in the laboratory, and the field by paying attention to safety standards. Number 5, developing students' potentials. So the teachers provide various learning activities to encourage students to develop their potentials. Number 6, communicating with students. So here the teachers must be understand various effective communication. I mean uh, effective communication strategies orally or in writing so that they can be clearly understood by students. Number 7, assessment and evaluation. The teachers must be able to understand the principle of assessment and evaluation and learning outcomes. Teachers must be okay. Cut. Number 7, assessment and evaluation. So here, teachers must be able to understand the principle of assessment and evaluation and learning outcomes. So the teachers must also be able to determine the procedures for assessing and evaluating the learning process. Next, we have 10 core potentials based on the regulation of the Minister of National Education number 17 of 2007. That must be possessed by lecturers and teachers that can help with specific lessons. Number 1, understanding students' physical, moral, spiritual, social, cultural, emotional, and intellectual aspects. Number 2, having a good command of learning theory and educational learning principles. Number 3, developing a curriculum related to the subject taught. Number 4, carrying out didactic learning. Number 5, utilizing information and communication technology for the benefit of learning. Number 6, facilitating the development of potential students to actualize their various potentials. Number 7, communicating effectively, empathically, and politely with students. Number 8, assessing and studying the learning process and results. Number 9, utilizing results and evaluation for the benefit of learning. And the last, making reflective actions to improve the quality of learning. So actually, these are quite similar with the 7 indicators I said previously. Anyway, until now, teacher competency tests were measured specifically for the teachers who meet the requirements and have the opportunity to take part in certification. And according to the Minister number 18 of 2007, concerning teachers' certification that needs to be issued through competency tests to improve their performance. If the teacher considered a professional worker, a teacher has the right to return according to this professionalism. Next, we have summary. So, what is pedagogical competence? So, pedagogical competence is the ability of teachers with regard to understanding students and managing learning from planning, implementing to evaluating. To reach the purpose of learning, teachers must be able to create the conditions in such a way of the diverse and the ability to be developed optimally. One of the space carved to develop the ability, potential, interest, and talents of students through extracurricular activities. Through extracurricular activities, interests, talents, and ability of students would be valued and has the capability to develop their ability to optimally without amounts of academic by various learning activity alone. The capability of teachers in communications effectively also finds the best of the success of learning. So that's all from us. These are the reference for our presentation. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this would be helpful for you guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.